are the only one who can change the future.
That's it, Cassie, freeze! Come on!
Did I die? One very important question. How are you today? Genuinely, how are you doing today?
I'm exhausted, but I'm good. Thank you.
Good. I'm glad. I thank you for taking the time. I'm sure that you are exhausted. I am excited to talk to you about Madam Web because more than anything else, there are two things that I love about Cassie. First, it's just that she has zero hesitation about driving straight through buildings. I really respect that in a woman. It's also that like there's this bite to her. She's really kind of like mad that all of these things are happening to her and she's reacting, I think, as any human would. So I'm curious for you, like what was your favorite part of Cassie? Like what was your favorite part to find, favorite part to play with her?
I loved her wit. I loved that she's very complicated and complex. You know, she's got a lot going on. She's had a tough life and I love that she, you know, when her powers start to kick in, she at first thinks she's losing her mind, but then really harnesses them and leans into it and becomes very protective of these young women and then ends up really loving them and caring for them.
It's a very sweet dynamic. I also very much want to know, in a movie like this, is there any room for you to play around with your dialogue? Because like, don't do stupid things. Favorite line in this movie, hands down, because she's just like, stop doing stupid things. Do you get to play or do you have to kind of stick word perfect on something like this?
There were times when SJ and I would adjust things, but the script was pretty good. And so, you know, sometimes some things would come out that we would keep, but for the most part, like the scenes worked as they were.
Being clairvoyant, obviously she has these visions, so you kind of have to film the scenes in double, right? Like you have to film the vision version and then you have to film the reality version. What kind of like challenge did that create? Did that increase the workload? Did that make things harder for you?
Yes, it did increase the workload. It added like, you know, so many different camera setups, like triple the amount of work. So it was very complex and there's only like minor differences between each version of the same scene. So it was like puzzle pieces and really paying attention to what moment we're in and what angle we're in and continuity and things like that.
I was gonna say, I feel like I would get lost. I'd be like, I'm sorry, what version of this scene are we on? Is it this one with this difference?
Yes, I did get very lost and SJ was always knew exactly where we were, which was really incredible.
Before I go, I do want to ask, you mentioned that the script was great. Obviously, with a superhero project, though, things change. Things change on the day and they change throughout the process. I'm really curious, like, how much did this change from start to finish? Like, from what you read and you signed on for Madam Web to what we see on screen, was there a lot of changes or not so much?
There were drastic changes. And I can't even tell you what they were.
Excellent. Well, then that is my time. And I love that for you. And I really, really, again, I enjoyed you in this film so very much. So congrats on this. And thank you for taking the time. I appreciate you.
Thank you so much.